ating vascular system, the skin, or the integumentary system, plus the GUT or genitourinary system in relation to fluids and electrolytes. How does the body equalizes now the fluids, including the blood and the fluids inside the cell? Yun yung pag-uusapan natin. And how does this solution containing substance transfers now the fluids from the blood vessel into the cell? At paano naman siya nakaka-apekto in terms of the cell towards the blood vessel? Those are the certain things na pag-uusapan natin ngayon. So earlier this morning, you were taught about the basics, about basic drug administration. Basically, nag-discuss sa inyo ng 10 rights, okay, of drug administration, the proper prescription of the drug, and of course, discussing sa inyo kanina, the different types of syringes, including gauges, okay, which will be given later on sa mga pasyente that will be receiving parenteral injections. Okay? My discussion would be more on the effects of the solution. So ito yung medyo mahaba-habang concept kasi nga, it talks about the anatomy and physiology plus the effect of the solution. Then what will you do if the patient experience this? Okay? Siguro I will cover the entire topic until 4:30 today, plus tomorrow, after the discussion of Ma'am Balisong regarding the drug calculation and the IV calculation, I'll be continuing the discussion until I'll finish sa blood transfusion. Okay? Before we go to the demonstration, if you're able to cover everything tomorrow, mag-start na tayo ng demo bukas. Then, i-continue natin ng Wednesday. Then, the remaining time on Wednesday will be used or utilized for practice. Just based on what I heard, baka yung grupo po ng Thursday, Friday, and Saturday will be asking you to demonstrate already.
Thursday, mag-RD na po.
So, Thursday, mag-RD na kayo. Expect that we will be sending checklist, okay, regarding the demo na gagawin nyo. Okay? Then, I will be also sending some videos so that mababawasan po yung topic na i-discuss natin mamaya or bukas. Okay, so expect yan. Kaya that's why dapat lahat na nandito is nandun na sa ating messenger chat po. Lahat po ba nandun na? So, sino po yung wala pa? Lahat meron na. Very good. Okay? So, let's go ahead and discuss. So, first, I'm going to review the anatomy and physiology in relation to intravenous therapy. Let me go ahead and start with the first one, review of the anatomy and physiology of the vascular system. Question, who knows what is vascular system? Vasculature. What is vascular system? Any idea about the vascular system, guys? You're done with your anatomy and physiology during your first year, first semester. Kasabayan ng professional subject ng TFN. So question now, what is vascular system? It talks about, in layman's, what are your areas? Circulatory, ayan, circulatory daw. Sige, pwede naman kasi nga may kinalaman na naman talaga doon. So vascular system may be related or actually related to your circulatory system. What else? So what are the things? When we talk about vasculature, what are we referring to? What particular organ, parts of the body? The heart. O sige, ano pa? So the heart is actually part vascular. Okay? But we talk about the vascular, we are already referring to the blood vessels. So we are referring to the blood vessels. Not only the vessels, but also the lymphatic vessels. So any tubings that carries or serves as the transport mechanism ng katawan natin, okay, from a certain organ to the different parts of the body, like for example, the blood, is called, are part of your vascular system. Are we clear so far? So we are referring to this. Yan. So yung mga yan, yung mga red and blue, vasculature. So we are referring to that part, to include the heart. Kasi nga, heart is the mechanism, or heart contains the mechanism that has the ability to pump, okay, blood from the central vasculature going out to the peripheral vasculature. We talk about central vasculature, anything within this part. Peripheral, when you extend your arm and your feet, yan yung mga peripheral natin. Okay? Kaya mga intravenous therapy, we make use of the intravenous or the peripheral veins. Okay? We'll talk more about that later on. So the vascular system includes now the veins, arteries, and the bone marrow. Okay? So very big. Magaling intindihin yung veins and arteries, tama? Pero paano may kinalaman ng bone marrow sa intravenous therapy? Pag-usapan natin mamaya yan, okay? So now we relate it to some situations then wherein there are instances that we make use of the bone marrow instead of the vein to deliver the drugs. Okay, hindi ko alam kung na-discuss kanina or nasabi yung term na intraosseous. Hindi mo kanina? Okay. We will tackle that later on. Okay, so what is vascular system? Vascular system is also known as your circulatory system, just like you mentioned earlier. And it's made up of three things. We have made up of two things, the vessels that carry the blood and the lymph that carries now lymphatic fluids all throughout the body. So just like I mentioned, hindi lang siya referring sa vasculature. Hindi lang siya referring into the blood vessels to include your arteries, veins, and capillaries. We are also referring to the lymph. Okay, so referring now to the lymphatic system. Are you familiar with the lymphatic system? So, kung ang blood vessel contains blood, what does lymphatic vessel contains? Lymph nodes. Meron din naman siyang lymph nodes. But it's more on lymphatic fluid. So, kung yung meron tayong dugo that carries the oxygen, okay, that carries the oxygen, that carries now the fluids that contains now the red blood cell, that within the blood cell, and hemoglobin that carries the oxygen, si lymphatic fluids naman is more on your immune defense. So it carries now the antibodies, including now the antibodies that fights now infection, not only the WBC, because WBC is more on blood. Okay, while your antibodies, okay, your antibodies in the system like your IgEs, you remember, GAMED, GAMED, natin in physiology, GAMED. So we have your IgG, immunoglobulin G, immunoglobulin A, M, E, and B. That's your gamete. So those are yung tinatawag nating immunoglobulins, which are antibodies dun sa ating katawan. Okay? That innate sa atin yun. Okay? Pinanganak ka, meron ng mga bagay na ito. So that is your vascular system. So let's go into details, guys. Kasi kailangan kong, I want to make it detailed kasi later on, pag discuss na yung mga fluids, pag hindi nyo naintindihan ito, mahirapan kayo mag-gets yung mga fluids natin or solutions. Okay? So let's go ahead. Let's start with blood vessels. Dalawang part yung kanina, di ba? May blood vessels tayo and lymphatic vessels. Let's go first with your blood vessels. Blood vessels are the following. We have your arteries, veins, and capillaries. Okay? Arteries, veins, and capillaries. Very basic naman po ito. Naturo sa inyo ng anatomy and physiology. What is the difference between the arteries and the veins? Arteries delivers oxygenated, while veins delivers unoxygenated blood. So basically, from the heart, arteries. Towards the heart, veins. Paalis ng puso, arteries. Kasi siya ang mag-deliver, tama? Pag may deliver na, kailangan bumalik sa puso para ma-refill. Am I right? Ano yung refill niya? Nutrients and oxygen. Clear? Yes. So that is your green. Ano naman sa capillaries? So these are the small blood vessels. So small blood vessels ito to the cell. So from the arteries, it goes now to the cell, through the capillaries, then capillaries going back now to your veins for refill. Clear tayo so far? Mamaya, i-detail natin yan. So it carries blood throughout the body and delivering oxygen and nutrients to the body tissues. Okay? To the body tissues. So delivering oxygen, nutrients to the body tissues, and taking away also waste products. So dalawang bagay ang ginagawa ng blood vessels. It delivers the oxygen and the nutrients, and it also carries out waste products of metabolism. Question: what are the waste products of metabolism? When I eat monay. Basic, nung elementary kayo, di ba may natin? Go, grow, and grow. Nalaman niyo ba yun? Medyo i-discussion sa nutrition ito. Kung sinabi natin monay. Okay. Monay is actually a go, grow, or glow foods. Go, grow, or glow. Go foods, because these are energy-giving foods. Energy-giving foods will be converted to become carbohydrates, which is the main source of energy, which later on be converted to become glucose and ATP to the cellular level. Am I right? That's the process of your Krebs cycle. I-discuss ng mga biochem instructor niyan. Okay? Ngayon, whenever we use a complex substance in our body, meron siyang byproduct. Whenever you hear the word byproduct, it's the waste product. So when you digest things, may gagamitin, may itatapon. Yung gagamitin, yun yung nutrients, ikukonsume ng katawan. Yung itatapon naman, yun yung natira, lata. That's the waste product. We call that byproduct of metabolism. Pag byproduct of metabolism, your carbohydrates, what? Byproduct is your carbon dioxide. Kaya kasi carbon dioxide, kung kanina si artery carries the oxygen, pag nandun na sa cell, paglabas niya yung excess na ano yun, carbon dioxide. It will go back to the heart, into the lungs, and the lungs will expel the carbon dioxide. In exchange, papalitan niya ng oxygen na nakuha ng ating system when we inhale. Clear? Tama po ba? Yes, so when I inhale, oxygen enters the lungs. Kung sa lungs, magkakaroon tayo ng cell exchange. Yung oxygen, ipapalit na kay carbon dioxide. Tapos hinga ka na malalim. Tapos expel. Pag nag-expel ka, when the lungs recoil, ang nilabas is carbon dioxide. Si carbon dioxide naman, lilipad sa surroundings, kakainin ng mga plants, for the process of photosynthesis, blah, 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 blah. Then mag-release naman siya ng oxygen na. So that's actually your symbiotic relationships among, di ba? Among living things. Okay? Then of course, yun yun. So carry bloods, including the, that contains now oxygen and nutrients to the body tissues and cells and taking away tissue, okay, waste material. So carbohydrates, the byproduct is, ano ulit? CO2. Ano naman po ang byproduct ng fats? So when I break down fats, the byproduct is K. Very good. Anong K? Ketones. Ano yung K? So, di ba K potassium? Start lang sa K. Ketones. Ayan. Ketones. Very important yan na malaman kasi later on, pag nag-diabetes mellitus na kayo, may relate niyan kung bakit meron tayong diabetic ketoacidosis. Okay? And the last one, which is your protein. So protein. So these are large molecules which we then digested and metabolized. So yung gagamitin ng katawan, si amino acids. Then magkakaroon tayo ng basura, the nitrogenous compounds. Ano yung mga nitrogenous compounds na yon? That's your blood, urea, nitrogen to include your urea. Okay? So, lason ba yun ng katawan? Yes. So lason yun ng katawan, kailangan excrete. Okay? So those are the byproduct of metabolism. Okay? Sila yung mga tinatawag na waste products ito. And of course, including na yung mga, what? Yung mga sobra na electrolytes sa katawan natin. Yung mga sobra, sobrang asin, sobrang asukan, lahat yan in-excrete ng katawan natin. So, dinideliver yan. So, the transport system, kumbaga yung LRT ng katawan natin to deliver and to excrete is the blood, the vessels. Okay? Pag blood vessels, oxygen and nutrients. Kapag lymphatic vessels, it's the lymphatic fluids that contains now antibodies. Didiscuss yun pag nag-MS na kayo, medical surgical nursing. So let's go with the specific. Arteries. Just like I mentioned kanina, arteries cause it or carries now the oxygenated blood. So basically, from the heart into the different parts of the body. Okay, so this is the delivery system. So from the heart to the different parts of the body. So blood vessels that carries oxygenated blood away from the heart. So from the heart siya. So whenever the heart pumps, pump, 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 nagkakaroon siya ng cardiac load. Tama? Yung cardiac load, yun yung ilalabas ng puso na volume ng tubig, causing now the pressure sa blood vessel. Kaya meron kang blood pressure. Okay? Kapag tumitibok ang puso, naglalabas ng cardiac load, yun yung tubig o yung dugo. Yung tubig na yon pupunta sa isang masikip na daanan, which is your blood vessels. Lumuluwag-luwag yon, depende sa pagpitok ng puso. Pag tumibok, luluwag kasi dadaan yung tubig. So dadaan yung calcium blood causes now the pressure at the same time your pulse. Meron kang ano to? Carotid. Ano ulit? Temporal. Ano to? Carotid to. Apical to. Radial to. Radial ito. Femoral ito. Popliteal. Then your dorsalis. Pedis. Clear tayo so far? So na-create lahat yon dahil yon sa artery na lumubukas, sumasara according sa pagtibok ng puso. Ang tawag natin sa pressure na yon is your hydrostatic pressure. Okay, yung pressure that is created when the heart pumps out blood. Okay, that goes now into your arteries. So the blood that is in the artery will now go into specific cells and tissues. Then pag lumabas na yun sa cells and tissue, lahat ng dala niya naiwan na. Yung waste product is dadalhin naman ni vein. Clear tayo so far? Okay? So the blood vessels that carry blood from the body back into the heart. Okay? Kasi nga, back siya sa heart. Okay? Dadaan din niya sa vein, of course. Ay, dadaan din siya sa kidney. Sa kidney, doon yung waste products. Tapos, pagdating sa heart, refilling naman siya. Tama? Hello? Ulitin ko from the top. Vascular system is also known as your circulatory system. It can be your lymphatic vessels and your blood vessels. Blood vessels can be your arteries, veins, and capillaries. Veins carries unoxygenated. Arteries carries oxygenated. The arteries also carries nutrients. Clear tayo? So from the heart into the blood vessel, specifically your arteries, goes now to your capillaries into the tissues and cells. Lalabas yung dugo doon, may iwan na yung nutrients and yung oxygen, the byproduct, whatever it is, i-carry naman palabas ng cell into the veins, going now to your kidney for excretion until makarating ulit sa puso for refilling. Refilling ng ano? Nutrients and oxygen. Hindi makikita si refilling dun sa aklat, layman's po yun. Okay? I'll go through layman so that you'll be able to get it clearly. Okay, and next one, capillaries is the tiny blood vessels between arteries and veins that distributed oxygen-rich blood into the body. Then later on also carries the unoxygenated back to the vein up to it reaches now the heart. So basically, yun yung nagko-connect dun sa brain and artery. Okay, later on, I'm going to show you a picture so that you'll be able to get it. Okay. You have to learn how to write, especially kung kayo nagtuturo. Why? Because according to the principle of health education and learning, the more senses you use, the more that information will be taken. Clear tayo? Yes. Kasi nakikita mo na, naririnig mo na, pag binasalita kita, sinasabi mo pa, sinusulat mo pa. So that will give you at around 70 to 80% of retention. Clear? Tapos na kayo sa health education? Di ba? Pinag-aralan niyo yun. Diba? The more senses you use, the better the retention of the topics. Am I right? According to the book. Clear? Let's go. What are the three layers of the blood vessels? So the three layers of their blood vessels and their functions. All of them starts with the word tunica. Tunica. Pag ikaw magkaanak, may pangalan din ito. Okay. Yung pinakamalaki at yung siyang pinakapanganay mo nasa labas, tuna adventitia. This is the outer layer. It makes now the structure and support, okay, of the blood vessel. Of course, it creates now the elasticity that makes the ability of the blood vessel to constrict and narrow. Constrict and narrow. Constrict and dilate. So siya yung nag-a-adjust, nag-stretch siya. Okay, pag nagkaroon ka rin ng anak, pangalanan mo rin, tunica media. Kasi nasa gitna siya. Okay, second child, tunica media. So regulates now the internal diameter. Okay, this is very important. Okay, yung diameter, kasi nga depende sa kung gaano kalaki yung artery na yon. Okay, so kakapal din yung diameter, depending now on how strong should be that particular vasculature. For example, yung aorta. You familiar with aorta? Sa puso, tama? This is the largest artery of our body. And the last one, tunica intima. So from the word intima, loob. So basically, this is the layer of the blood vessel that are in touch with the blood. Okay? The layer of the heart, the layer of the blood vessel that are in touch with the blood. Yan mismo yung pathway. Okay. Diyan nabubuo yung mga clot. Diyan nabubuo yung mga taba. Kaya nagkakaroon ng atherosclerosis. Siya yung sumisikip, then later tataas ang blood pressure. Pag hindi na-manage, may lead to stroke. May lead to heart attack or may lead to acute kidney failure. So ano yung mga pinagsasabi mo, sir? You learn later those conditions, okay? Pagdating niya sa medical surgical nursing. Are we clear so far? Are we clear so far? O tell me, what are the 3 layers again? Tunica, adventitia, ang gitna, media, and then yung pinakaloob, intima. Clear tayo? What are the 3 types of your blood vessels? Arteries, capillaries. Pag sinabi natin artery, ano ulit yan? Contains oxygenated, unoxygenated. Oxygenated. Sino yung nag-contain ng unoxygenated? Veins. And capillaries may contain both, depending kung nasa nakapwesto. Kung paloob ba ng cell or palabas ng cell. Are we clear so far? So this is how it looks like. So this is your artery. The artery will now deliver the oxygen in this particular cell area, then lalabas siya. So basically, this is the cell. Nag-deliver ako ng oxygen and nutrients. Kapag nagamit na, absorb through cellular level, then lalabas niyan mula sa brain into the heart. Then pero dadaan pa yan ng kidney for filtration and excretion of the waste products. Until it goes back to the heart, to the inferior and superior vena cava. Enters now the 4 chambers of the heart. First is your atrium, right atrium. Then goes now to your right ventricle, passing to your pulmonary artery, which is the only artery in the body that contains unoxygenated blood. Going to your lungs for the oxygenation, goes back into the heart through your pulmonary vein, which is the only vein in the body that contains oxygenated blood. Into the upper chamber, which is your atrium, specifically left, passing through your bicuspid valve, going to your left ventricle. The left ventricle has the thickest muscle that pumps blood into the aorta to the different parts of the body. Anatomy and physiology. Clear? Are we clear? Good. Kung sa mga visual learners, ito naman. So ito si intima, media, adventitia. Simple as that. Okay? Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. So from the heart, punta sa cell. Tama? So whatever the waste products and the deoxygenated blood will go to the vein. Dadaan muna yan ng kidney for the excretion and filtration of the blood. Ilabas ang waste products. Clear? Goes back to the lungs, enters now to the heart, into your, ano ulit yun? Superior and inferior vena cava. Going to your right atrium, passing to your tricuspid valve, going to your right ventricle, tatawid po yan. Pulmonary artery going to your lungs. So, skin sa pulmonary artery, blue. Okay, kasi it contains unoxygenated blood. So, exemption to the rule yan. That is the only artery in the body that contains unoxygenated blood. Going to your lungs for the oxygenation, goes back to your heart, to your pulmonary vein. Exemption to the rule again. The only vein that contains unoxygenated blood goes now into your left atrium, passing your mitral or bicuspid valve, going back down to your left ventricle. It has the thickest muscle to pump out blood into your aorta, which is the largest artery of the human body. Clear? And the cycle goes on and on and on, autonomic, until you die. Clear? Clear? Sana ko maniwalag yan. Okay? So what are the difference between the two sa mga hindi pa nakagets kanina? O sige, siguro naman, magigets nyo na. Okay? Again, artery contains unoxygenated, while artery contains oxygenated, veins contains unoxygenated. Away from the heart, towards the heart. From the heart, to the heart. O, ginamit ko na lahat ng mga conjunctions. Okay, may estudyante ako dati, nagreklamo. Okay, ba't daw ibang ginagamit ko pag exam? No word. Kasi nire-rephrase ko po ang exam ko. So kung hindi mo naintindihan ng konsepto, hindi mo sasagot yun. So stay with the concept. Whatever the phrase that you're going to use, the concept is gonna be the same. Okay? Are we clear? Yes. Sir, ba't di mo nilagay dito sa capillary? Kasi wala akong pinagkaiba. Clear tayo? Capillary can carry both, right? Depending now kung towards the cell or away from the cell. Clear? Clear? Actually, you don't have to take notes. These are basic. You're done with your anatomy and physiology. Am I right? Mahusay na dapat kayo dito. Ba't parang pinasyon sa sarili mo, ma? Wala naman. Okay? What are the importance of vascular system? Okay? What are the importance of vascular system as component to the following body system? So, anong importance nitong vascular system sa mga following system? Okay? Let's start with your respiratory system. Okay? So, anong kinalaman ng vascular system? Sir, bakit kailangan mong i-discuss yan? Okay? Kasi nga, pag discuss natin siya kanina, pag nagbigay tayo ng fluids, there are some instances na kailangan natin i-correct yung kanyang acid-base balance. And at the same time, respiratory system also has a relationship in terms of you losing fluids. Didn't you know na whenever we talk, whenever we exhale, we are already losing fluids. So ngayon pa lang na nagsasalita na ako, okay? Kahit hindi ako magpapawisan, the condensation na lumalabas, okay nga? Pag nagsasalita ako, yung air, kaya nga pag bumuga ka sa lamin, di ba nagiging moist? Those are the fluids na nawawala din sa katawan. Ang tawag doon yung mga insensible. Ayan. Insensible fluid loss. Insensible fluid loss. Kasi mga obvious na fluid loss is yung iihikan, kita may tubig. Tama? Pinagpapawisan ka, may tubig. Tama? Pero ito hindi mo nakikita may tubig. But you are losing water. Okay? Kailangan may kinalaman ng respiratory system sa vasculature. Bakit? Blood flows through the capillaries in the lungs, carbon dioxide is given up and oxygen is picked up. Kasi nga, the blood vessels contain now the oxygenated and unoxygenated blood. These will go into the lungs, specifically to the alveoli for what? Exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. If the blood comes now from the brain or to the artery, rather, pulmonary artery kasi yung last na niya, tama? Going now to your lungs, papalit niya si carbon dioxide for oxygen. Then, babalik na yung oxygen-containing blood through the pulmonary vein into the heart. Then, it will circulate now to the entire system. Clear? So, that's how respiratory system is related. So, carbon dioxide is expelled through exhalation, body to the lungs, and the oxygen is taken to the body tissues by the blood. Basic? Okay lang? Okay. Isipin nyo lang. Sa lungs, nangyayari ang oxygenation exchange. Carbon dioxide out, oxygen in, goes to your heart, distribute to the body until the blood becomes unoxygenated, back to the heart, the process goes on, the oxygenation, balik ulit, labas ulit, iikot, balik ulit, labas ulit. So nagpapalit lang si carbon dioxide at si oxygen. Clear tayo? So that's the relationship of your vasculature into your respiratory system. Without vasculature going to your respiratory system, walang reoxygenation na mangyayari. Clear? So that's why it's very vital. Are we clear with this one? Can I move? You don't even have to, right? Because these are just review. Kaya nga sabing review. Kasi nga, nandaanan nyo na ito, naituro na sa inyo. Papaalala ko lang ulit. Clear tayo? Okay. Heard na ito, heard. So this is how it happened. From your pulmonary artery, okay, carbon dioxide that came from the veins into the pulmonary artery going to your lungs, this is your alveoli, okay, absorb niya si carbon dioxide, then carbon dioxide out, oxygen in, out into the bronchus, into the mouth or nose, exhalation. Tapos inhale, dito rin siya papasok, then oxygen in, carbon dioxide. Clear tayo? Then goes now to your pulmonary vein, into the lungs, then going to your aorta, to different vasculature of the body. Clear? Ano to, oh? Mabilis, kasi, ang bilis mo, review kasi. Kung discussion kung lecture, babagalan natin, pero hindi na lecture ko. This should be a discussion already, because this is a review. Okay? Nandun na ako sa assumption na dapat alam nyo na to. Because you cannot enroll your pharmacology or your professional nursing for second year if you failed anatomy and physiology. So the fact na nandito ka ngayon, you pass anatomy and physiology. Sir, ang grade ko doon 95. Means to say that 95% of the topic dapat naalala mo. So, hindi tayo. Sir, 75 nga lang ako. Means to say 75% naalala mo. Clear tayo? So kung nakalimutan mo man si capillary, dapat kilala mo pa rin si vein tsaka si. Di ba? Ganun dapat na pumasa ka nga eh. Am I right? Tuloy tayo. Saan pa? Anong system pa naapektuhan? Si digestive system. Oh, let me review again. Arteries contains oxygen and nutrients. Kaya, pupunta rin sa digestive system. So, meron din blood vessels sa ating mga intestine where the absorption takes place. Am I right? So, digestive system from mouth to anus. Tama? Mouth, esophagus, stomach. Tama? Stomach going to your duodenum, jejunum, ileum, then your cecum. Cecum going up to your ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid, rectum, anus. Diba? Nala nyo yun? So when we eat, yan. Kakain, tulad to, digestion, mechanical digestion, chemical digestion, magkakaroon ng chyme. Chyme when the food, the partially digested food passes through na your pyloric stenosis, pyloric sphincter, which is the lower part of your stomach. And it enters the small intestine, specifically your duodenum. Continuous pa rin ang ating digestion through chemical digestion until it reaches jejunum where most absorption takes place. Clear? At maraming blood vessel doon kasi nga doon mangyayari doon ang exchange. So from a compound molecules going to a simple molecules, i-absorb in the jejunum going back now to your system, i-absorb in the digestive system. In your vasculature, then iikot siya sa buong katawan for its intended use. Okay? So a food is digested, blood flows through the intestinal capillaries and picks up nutrients such as glucose or sugar, vitamins, and minerals, which is necessary for our body to function. These nutrients are delivered to the body tissues by the blood that is in the blood vessel. Clear? So the blood vessel contains now oxygenated or unoxygenated blood and your nutrients or the byproduct of metabolism. Clear? So, nagkasyon na yung kinalaman niya. So, bakit kailangan mo i-discuss ulit yan? Okay, malalaman niyo mamaya kasi pharmacology po tayo. Pharmacology has something to do with the way how things is absorbed and excreted in the body. Okay, katulad dito, I'll give you a very good example. Bakit kailangan i-discuss ito ng in detail? Mamaya, all throughout your pharmacology, okay, sa lecture nyo, maririnig nyo ito ng anti-diuretic. Anti kalaban. Ibig sabihin, it will stop, inhibit, right? Diuretic, ihi. So, anti-ihi. Iihi ka, hindi. Kasi anti-ihi nga. Tama? So, pag mga anti-diuretic, then meron tayong diuretics. Ibig sabihin, iihi ka kasi walang anti. Right? There are different types of diuretics. Meron tayong loop diuretics, osmotic diuretic. Ano pa kakaiba ng mga yun siya? Depende yung function nila kung saan nila ginagawa yung pagpapaihi. Doon sa loop of Henle ba ng neuron or doon sa osmotic part, okay, which is the maintenance of your osmosis in your intravascular compartment. Mamaya i-discuss natin yan or bukas. Please let me know it's already 4:30. Hindi na tayo mag-break kasi we will be dismissing you earlier. Okay? Hello? Dapat ang gusto na akong sa cafe. Nagigets niyo po ba ako? Yes. Yung totoo, hindi daw. Let me repeat. Malabo ba? Malabo ba? You tell me, kung may tatlo mga nalalabuan, please let me know. Para paliwanawin natin. Okay? Kasi nga, our motto is no one should left behind. Charot lang yun. Eme, no? Kukunin ba ng summer? Meron? Para wag kunin sa summer, o, kaya nga, you raise your concern or forever being silent. Nakakatakot naman yung forever be silent na yan. Okay na tayo dito. Yes, o, tignan sa pangatlong system. O, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina. Okay, from your esophagus into your stomach. So whatever product of mechanical digestion in your mouth with a bit of chemical digestion will take place here until the byproduct, which is your chyme, goes into the first part of your small intestine, which is your duodenum. The second part of your small intestine is your jejunum. The third part is your ileum. And after ng ileum, pasok ka dun sa pinaka-initial part ng large intestine, which is your septum, going up to the ascending colon, transverse colon, hanggang lumabas si tae. Tama? And that process takes for 12 hours. Kaya nga kinain mo ng breakfast, mamayang gabi pa ipakain. At pag kumain ka ng dinner, nagkuhan kayo, eat all you can ng lunch. O, dito tayo pa madaling araw. Am I right? Dito tayo, sanggip pa. Kasi maraming fiber. Ano kung matatae? Okay? So that is short. Yeah. Dito tayo dyan. So, pag in-enlarge mo yung small intestine, specifically your jejunum, we have what we call your villi. Your villi creates now the peristaltic movement. Within that villi, may small light, nandyan na rin yung mga blood vessels. So the blood vessels to the capillary absorbs now the nutrients, then it goes to the body. So this is the small intestine, this is the large intestine. Why? Because small intestine, the main concern of that, or the main function is to absorb nutrients, while your large intestine, the main concern is your absorption of water and electrolytes. Kaya nga, pag ang problema is small intestine, anong sakit ng bata or ng tao? Related sa nutrition. Malnutrition, okay? Malabsorption disorder, okay? Pero kapag ang sakit nandito sa large intestine, ang consistency ng tae ang affected. Either diarrhea or constipation. Ano pa? Since may electrolytes, so pwede tayo magkaroon ng hyper and hypo conditions. Kung if we are referring to sodium, hyponatremia, hypernatremia. Doon lahat yon sa ating large intestine. Kasi doon ang absorption ng electrolytes. Clear? Now, we will talk more about that pag nandun na tayo sa electrolyte imbalance. Mababa to. Siguro nasa pa na tayo 1/8 ng discussion. 1/8, okay lang. Another one, kidneys and urinary system. Ito, makinig na maigi ha, kasi fluids and electrolytes tayo. Okay, mamaya, kasi yung IVF nyo po, yung IVF or intravenous fluids may kinalaman sa kidneys and urinary system. Actually, ito yung pinaka-main na naapektuhan. Kidneys and urinary system, so waste materials from the bodies, tissues are filtered out from the blood as it flows to the kidneys. The waste material then leaves the body in the form of urine. Paano nangyayari ngayon yan? Yun siya natin discuss. Similar level ulit. Here tayo. What is the unit of composition ng kidney? Your nephrons. So, yung kidney, yung bean shape na yon, pag binagnify mo, makikita mo si nephrons. Pag binagnify mo si nephrons, may different pa yun. May glomerulus, Bowman's capsule, loop of Henle, yan, hanggang lumabas. Tapos meron pa tayong postural tubules, distal tubules, ano yan? Usapan natin yun. So, ba't kailangan? Yung epekto nga po ng gamot, lalo pag filtration ng pinag-uusapan, nandun sa part na yun. Hindi po yung nakikita nyo lang ng bean shape. Masarap lang yung sa bopis. But it will not teach you anatomy and physiology. Dito tayo. Can I proceed? Okay. Dito tayo. What is that? Kidney. Very good. So, kidney. So, basically, ito yung unfiltered blood. So, after natin kunin yung mga waste products from the different cells, yan, si unfiltered blood will enters now the kidney. So, in general, ganito lang yan. Enters the kidney, pupunta tayo sa nephrons. In the nephrons, nagkakaroon ng excretion and reabsorption. Excretion will go to the ureter. Excrete natin. Then, yung mga nireabsorb, babalik sa blood vessel, going now to your heart. Diyan tayo. So, mostly naman yan, electrolytes tsaka water ang nire-reabsorb. O, palakihin natin. So, si kidney, within that kidney, may tinatawag tayong nephrons. So, nephrons is a network, okay, of tubules. Okay, that has different functions. Ano yung mga functions na yan? Let's go into details. Ayan na si nephrons. Define. Ito yung part na yon. Balik. Balik ka. Ayan. Ito. So dito, enlarge. Pag in-enlarge mo yan, itong part na to, yan yung tinatawag nating glomerulus. So within the kidney, we have nephrons. Within the nephrons, we have anong trabaho ngayon ni glomerulus? Narinig niyo si glomerulus? Narinig. Third lang, sir. Third lang. Okay. So glomerulus. So ito si glomerulus. So si glomerulus, meron tayo ng blood vessel, which is your afferent anteriors. Afferent anteriors. So from the heart yan. From the heart. Ibig sabihin, from the different parts of the body that contains now the waste products. Okay? Pupunta siya ngayon. And your afferent, meron din naman tayong paalis. Efferent. Narinig niyo yan? Meron tayong papunta, paalis. Papunta, paalis. Okay? Bago makaalis yan, dito sa glomerulus, nagkakaroon na ng different process. Apat yan. May filtration, reabsorption, then urine formation, then excretion. Yung mga prosesong nangyayari. Okay? So si afferent arterioles, ayan. Tapos, si glomerulus, pinalilibutan siya ng isang malaking capsule. Ang tawag doon? Bowman's capsule. It goes now to the proximal tubule into the lobe of Henle, going up to your distal tubule, then pupunta sa ureter. Pag-usapan natin sa isa. Dito muna tayo. Pagpunta ni blood, si blood vessel ng arterioles, afferent, has larger diameter compared to efferent. Bakit? Kasi nga, kailangan niya na mataas na pressure para yung blood na contains din sa glomerulus, yung pressure na yun ang maglalabas dun sa waste products para ma-promote ang filtration. Hindi tayo? So when the filtration takes place here in the GFR, or dito sa glomerulus. So filtration takes place in the glomerulus. Ngayon, yung glomerulus, tumatrabaho yan kada minuto. Ang sabi ni Bruno Rensulat, yung bumati ng MS, yung glomerular filtration rate is 0.5 to 1 ml per minute. 0.5 to 1 ml per minute. Multiply that to 1 hour, it will give you 30 to 60. Kaya na po ang konsepto ng normal urine output of 30 to 60 ml. Di ba discuss kanina? Nakikinig ako. Di ba sabi niyo kanina, the normal urine output is 30 to 60 ml. Paano tayo nagkaroon ng 30 to 60 ml na urine output? Kasi nga, the glomerular filtration rate, yung amount na napifiltrate doon sa glomerulus is around 0.5 to 1 ml per minute. Multiply that to 60 minutes, which is 1 hour, that will give you 30 to 60 ml. Ngayon tayo? So, napifiltrate yung dugo kasi ang byproduct nun, urine. Yun i-excrete ng katawan. Okay? So, napifiltrate niya yan. Pagpunta niya na-filtrate, papasok na yan sa atin. Ito, this is what happened. From the arterioles, ayan. So, mataas ang pressure niyan para i-push yung mga smaller substance, smaller molecules, yun yung mga excess sodium, excess electrolytes, the fluids. Then, the larger molecules will stay and it will go to the efferent arterioles. That goes back now into your system. Clear? Are we clear? Yes. So, lahat yan. So, this is your Bowman's capsule going now to your postular. So, this is the product of filtration. Okay? So, product of filtration. This is how the process goes. Makinig po mahigi kasi nga, mahihirapan ko intindihin na later on sa lecture nyo ng loop diuretics kung hindi nyo naintindihan ang proseso ng urine excretion. Okay? Kasi nga, hindi pa na-discuss itong osmotic pressure. Yung osmotic pressure in relation to osmotic diuretics. Hindi ka lang kasi basta-basta magbigay ng diuretics. Depende yan sa diuretics because different diuretics has the same effects but different but same output. Ano yung output nila? tataas ang ihi. Pero iba ng proseso kung paano ginagawa sa katawan. Yun po ang ibig kong sabihin. So again, from the kidney, or from the blood, going now to your kidney. Your kidney, so yung blood na yun, pumunta sa nephrons. In that nephrons, meron tayong glomerulus. Glomerulus is covered by the Bowman's capsule. So pag na-filtrate na yung dugo, yung natira, babalik sa system, yung na-filtrate, didiretso. Okay? So some will be reabsorbed. Ano yung mga reabsorb natin? Your sodium and chloride, which are electrolytes, and also your water, yan, and also your bicarbonate. Yung bicarbonate, HCO3. Okay? Bakit kailangan ng bicarbonate? Kasi nga, pwede kang magkaroon ng acidosis or alkalosis, depende kung mataas or mababa ang bicarbonate. Bicarbonate in nature is alkaline. So pag mababa ang bicarb mo sa katawan, pwede kang acidic. Pag mataas naman, alkaline. Yun pang ibig sabihin nun. Some of that will be excreted, some of it will stay. So ano yung mga sample na mga na-excrete? So ito yung mga nare-retain. Sodium and chloride. Ano yung sodium and chloride na yan? Diniscuss mo ito. These are your sodium. These are your cations, di ba? And your anions is your chloride. So meron tayo ng positive electrolytes and negative electrolytes. So, dalawa yan. Main sa dugo is si sodium tsaka si chloride. Si sodium ang positive, si chloride ang negative. Sa cell naman, si potassium tsaka si magnesium. Parang first time na natin. Shall I cry or shall I not? Kailangan po niyo maintindihan to. Kasi nga, pinag-usapan namin sa likod. Galing din po kasi ako, nanggaling ako ng first year, second year, third year, natulog na fourth year. Nadaanan ko lahat. Kapag hindi nyo maintindihan to, hell talaga ang third year. Mumurahin kayo ng mga lecture. Mumurahin din kami ng mga lecture. Ano yung namin yun sa babae? Anong ginawa ng mga second year? Anong ginawa ng first year? Ito ang buhay ng third year. Dinidiscuss ko ngayon to. So, ang assumption ng for third year, hindi na natin i-discuss. So, dapat ngayon mo na intindihin. Kasi kapag dating sa third year, hindi mo maintindihan ang pathophysiology of a condition or a disease if you don't have an idea about the physiology. This is the physiology. This is the physiologic mechanism. This is what is expected in our system, in our body. You will not know the abnormal if you don't know the normal. Paano mo masasabi later on bakit ang pasyente na nagka-cardiac arrest binibigyan ng bicarb during cold? Bakit ang pasyente nagsusuka binibigyan ng alkaline ng mga acid substances? Bakit ang nagtatae, pinapainom ng mga alkaline substances? Bakit yung fluids ko alkalinizing? Bakit hindi siya acidizing? Hindi mo digets yun kung hindi mo digets ito. Ang sabi ko, mahaba yung topic na to kasi nga, I need you to understand this. Supposedly, review na lang sana to. Kaso parang may tumipilit ang mata. I appreciate din naman yung titiri ka. Actually, na-appreciate ko talaga mga estudyante na yung pag 1 to 3 holy hour. Yung bang sobrang lumulutang na yung kaluluwa niya. Pinipilit niya pa rin. May pagpupusa yan. Assertiveness is the key. Ibig sabihin, desididong pumasa yan. Sometimes lang hindi niya kinakaya. Okay lang yan, Kerry. Basta perfect. Ayan. Balik tayo, ha? From the apparent, arterioles goes to the kidney, kidney into the neurons, neurons into glomerulus. Glomerulus is encapsulated by Bowman's capsule. It is in the glomerulus na nagkakaroon ng filtration. And whatever filtrated will go to the proximal tubule, and yung mga hindi na-filtrate, babalik yan ng artery through the efferent arterioles into the system. Clear? Yes. Pag dumiretso naman yan, the body would still strain or ipipilter pa rin yung byproduct. So basically, plasma lang ito. So So ito yung plasma part, di ba? Ang dugo natin is consist of two general particles, the solid and the liquid particles. The solid particles are the largest particles, which are the blood cells. While the liquid, which is the plasma, plus the other nutrients and vitamins, these are the small particles na napifiltrate into napifiltrate sa katawan natin through the semi-permeable and non-permeable tsaka freely permeable membranes. Ano sila? Madalas narinig yun, di ba? Mamaya ma-discuss, baka mamaya or bukas, marinig yun naman sa osmotic pressure, diffusion, active transport. Ano yun sila? Heard lang, sir. Heard lang. Bukas ulit, dadaanan ko ulit yung mga yon. Paano ma-exit yung, paano nagkakaroon ng edema? Yun, i-discuss natin. Anong kinalaman ni osmotic pressure? Anong kinalaman ni protein sa pagkakaroon ng edema? Anong kinalaman ng mataas na asin sa pagdami at pagkonti ng ihi? Bakit madami ang ihi ng diabetic? Bakit konti ang ihi ng may kidney failure? Lahat yan related sa pinag-uusapan natin. Alam nyo ba, kung hindi nyo maintindihan ito, hindi mo maintindihan ang chronic kidney failure, acute kidney failure, glomerulitis. Hindi mo maintindihan yung mga yan. Hindi mo maintindihan ng anasarca. Hindi mo maintindihan ng bipedal edema. Hindi mo maintindihan ng preeclampsia. Hindi mo maintindihan ng polydipsia, polyphilia, and polyuria. Lahat nandito yan. So balik tayo dito. So listen me again. Paglagpas na kay glomerulus, absorb sodium, bicarb, and other nutrients. Specifically the water. Water the absorption yan eh. Okay? Then some will now be filtrated. So such as your drugs and poisons, and of course your hydrogen. Yung sa hydrogen, kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng mga ng mataas or mababang pH. So yung pH level ng ihi, nakadepende kay hydrogen, kung gaano kataas or gaano kababa. Okay? Then from the proximal goes down now into your loop of Henle. So loop of Henle kasi, dito na reabsorb na some of the waters lalabas na. Some of the sodium lalabas na. So it is in the loop of Henle na nai-excrete na from the neuro at from the glomerulus, the Bowman's capsule, yung water palabas ng sistema natin. Didiretso na ngayon yan sa saan? Doon sa ureter, hanggang mapunta sa bladder, at pag nag-jingle ka, ilalabas mo. Clear? So loop of Henle, lalabas yung water, some of the sodium, kaya nga pag tinikman mo ang ihi, malat-alat. According to the book. Hindi according to experience na. Kasi nga, sodium is salt. Isn't it? Salt is salty. Hindi ba iniisip nyo? For example, diabetes mellitus, hindi lang sodium ang lumalabas, pati glucose. Glucose or sugar. Sugar is sweet. Therefore, ang ihi ng diabetic na may glucosuria is sweet. Hence the word mellitus. Because during the earliest time, tinitikman ko yan ng mga diagnostician natin. Inaamoy-amoy ang tayo. Ganun sila noon. Okay? Tataas yan sa distal tubule. In the distal tubule, continuous pa rin ang reabsorption and excretion until such time that the byproduct will now go to the collecting duct and didiretso na to sa ureter. To the gallbladder, to the urinary bladder, and then into your urethra. Then, sa CR, or depende, sa gilid. Depende kung saan mo inihin. Did you get it? Gets mo ba? Yes. So, this is actually basic. Okay? So, na-absorb, na-excrete, na-absorb, na-excrete. Okay? Kinalaman yun. Lalo yung bicarb na yan. Tandaan nyo yan. Pag-usapan din sa acid-base balance. Which is part din ng discussion. Can I proceed na? Okay. So, the vascular system, aside from the blood vessels, meron na tayong lymphatic vessels. Tama? So, the lymphatic vessels contains now the lymphatic fluids. And your lymphatic fluids is a colorless fluid that contains water and blood cells. Okay, specifically your white blood cells. Ano ba ang function ni white blood cell, mga kapatid? It protects the body from infection, isn't it? Kaya nga tayo tinatawag na white blood cell differentials. Ano yung mga white blood cell differentials na mga yon? Si white blood cell, i-branch out mo, marami pa siya. Ano siya? Meron tayo si basophils, eosinophils, neutrophils. Ayun na naman, ayoko niya. Wala kayong choice. Kasi pagdating nyo sa area later on, magkakaroon kayo ng case study. Doon sa case study, i-explain nyo ang blood chem. Tama ba, ma'am? Okay, blood chemistry, then i-explain nyo rin yung pagtaas at pagbaba ng mga blood products na ito. Ano indication niya sa katawan? Wala kayong choice. So, kung gusto mo pa mag-quit ng nursing, now is the time. Kasi pagdating mo na ng third year, wala ka nang karapatang mag-quit. Dahil mo na nagastos. Tama? So kung desidido ka pang mag-nursing, ituloy mo. Dapat meron ka pa bukas. Pero kung sa discussion natin ngayon, medyo overwhelmed ka na, hindi na kinakaya, dapat wala ka na bukas. Asan ka na? Nasa ibang department. Mag-shift. Bakit sila? So, paano mo sinabi, kinukonvince mo kami mag-quit ng nursing? Kasi masayang ang pera mo later on sa late ito, ayaw mo pala. Diba? Kaya kung mag-quit ka, huwag kang mag-quit pag 4th year ka na. Mag-quit ka dito pala. Okay pa yung first year, yung first year niyo, diba? Anatomy, Physiology, TFN, basic. Basic. Health assessment. Punta. Yan naman yung tsura mo, didebo ka. Basic. Ngayon, ito na. Basic pa ba? Wala na. Ano na? Litchi. So, lymphatic system helps now to protect and maintain the fluid environment of the body by filtering and draining lymph away from each region of the body. So, each of these lymphatic system, may mga terminal sila. Ano yung terminal? Parang lymphatic system, parang longitudinal tube, tapos biglang magkaroon ng terminal. Tapos longitudinal tube, terminal ulit. Anong tawag sa mga terminal na yon? Lymph nodes. Okay? Dito na, kapag nagkakaroon tayo ng infection process, yung katawan natin, ina-absorb niya yung fluids that contains now the bacteria into the lymphatic system. Tapos, inaabangan niya ng mga WBC sa lymph nodes. Kaya pagdating ng bacteria or noong impurities doon sa lymph nodes, aatakihin nila lahat yon. Kaya nagkakaroon ng inflammation process. Kaya ka nagkakaroon ng kulani. Di ba? Oh, may sugat ka dun sa hinlalaki. Masakit sa may singit. Tama? Kasi yung bacteria doon, inabsorb sa lymphatic system, tataas yan, may lymph nodes tayo dito. Tatambay yon, atakin ng lymph nodes, inflammatory process mag-intend, kaya masakit. Pwede din sa kilikili. Okay? Those are your lymph nodes. Okay? Yung tinatawag sa Tagalog na kulani. Kulani are lymph nodes. Diba? Madalas kinakarinig na namamagang kulani. Namamagang kulani is simply an inflamed lymph nodes. Kapag may inflamed lymph nodes, anong meron ka? Kaya tayo? Yes. Kaya nga doon sa inyong health assessment, what are the 7 lymph nodes sa ating head? Diba? Perionaculum. Mga ganun-ganun pa kayo doon. Diba? Ma'am, masakit po ba? Masakit po ba? Masakit po ba? Mga ganun pa, diba? Ginawa niyo ba yun? Yun yung lymph nodes na sinasabi. Kapalang kayo ng kapal, hindi nyo pala naiintindihan. Kapatan to, okay? So, part yun ng lymphatic system. Okay? Part yun ng lymphatic system. Okay na tayo dito? Okay na? Ano? Sila naman na. Hindi ko alam po itong sila o yung laptop. Bili na ako mamaya. Next! Okay, so picture lang. So anatomy of the lymphatic system. So yung green, yung lymphatic system. So hindi ko na nakikita nyo. So this is actually your spleen. Your spleen is actually part of the lymphatic system. Kaya nga si spleen may kinalaman sa infection. Hindi lang siya graveyard of red blood cell. Di ba? Yun ang alam nyo, function niya, may kinalaman din siya sa infection mechanism ng katawan. Okay? To regulate the infection process. So yung isa sa pinakamalaking lymphatic. Ano pa? Si tonsil nyo, may lymphatic system yan, kaya namamaga, first line of defense. Pag 3 beses ka nagka-tonsillitis sa isang taon, patanggal mo na, walang kwenta yan. nga. Lalo kapag inflamed siya with pus. So these are your lymphatic system. Okay, of course yun yung mga common lang, pero pag minagnify po pa yan, may mas maliit pa. So yung mga largest natin, yan yung mga dinemo nyo, cervical, yan. Si thymoid, very important. Si tonsil, thoracic, yan. But of course, in each region, marami yan. Kita nyo yung buhay, tapos bigla may bilog. Those are the lymph nodes. So, and the lymph nodes is actually present all throughout the body. So sila yung namamaga madalas. So, ito yung namamaga kapag ikaw may sugat dito. Clear? Hindi mo kailangan memorize, hindi lalabas sa quiz. Yan na. Okay, pinapa-identity ko lang. So this is how it goes. Okay, from the heart to the blood vessel, some of that fluids will enter the lymphatic system, including the impurities. The impurities will go to the lymph nodes, and this is where the battle takes place. Nakalusot yung bacteria, pupunta siya doon, may nadaanan pa rin. Ang pangit ng immune system mo, kaya ka nagkaroon ng mga severe infection. Clear? Yes, severe infection. Like for example, yung mga severe infection natin, if you have your mastoiditis, namagay yung mastoid gland mo dito sa may likod ng tayo. Sabi sa IMCI nyo, next time yan, tender swelling behind the ears. Okay? So yung mga yan, yung kulani pa din yun. That's how your lymphatic system works. Para din siya blood pressure, so nagkakaroon ng active transport. So from the blood vessel, yung mga product na yon, pupunta yung fluids, which is your plasma and other proteins, plus your immunoglobulins. And it carries also the product of the impurities. Kunyari, nalansa ka, nalansa, napako, nasugat, yan, may tumasok na bakterya. Okay, kunyari pumasok sa Neisseria gonorrhea. O pwede naman, si Neisseria gonorrhea, pumasok hindi nga lang sa paa. Alam nyo kung saan papasok yun. Diba? Si Neisseria gonorrhea, pupunta pa rin sa lymphatic system. Si Neisseria gonorrhea, maglalakbay, akala niya it's just a walk in the park. Pagdating niya sa rotonda, may nag-aabang palang lasing. Bubugbugin siya dyan. Nakalusot, didiretso doon, pero may dadaanan pa rin. Diba? Okay? Ang problema, hindi effective. Tatanga-tanga yung lymph nodes. Nakaabot si bacteria dito. For example ha, tonsillitis. Sore throat. Tonsillitis, kung ano man yung positive agent. Commonly, streptococcus sana yan. Magtaka ko ba't may E. coli? So, malagigit si E. coli. Dito dapat, am I right? O dito, may E. coli dito. Causes now the tonsillitis instead of strep. May sinisid, am I right? Kung ano man yung sinisid mo yan, ikaw na lang ang may alam. Basta ang alam ko, dapat wala dyan si E. coli. Did you get it? Lalong wala dapat dito sa swab yung spermatocyte. Kasi kapag nakakita ka ng spermatocyte dyan, meron kang testis sa ngala-ngala. Did you get it? Yung pala nakasabit dyan, hindi uvula. Isa pala, betlog. Gets yun ba? Gets yan? Ganun ka importante dapat alam mo ang normal flora ng katawan. Tama? Normal flora. So nangyari kasi, balik tayo dito. Si Streptococcus. Okay, si Streptococcus causes now the inflammation of your tonsil. Right? So kailangan magpapacheck up ka niyan. Tama? So papacheck up ka ngayon, ang sabihin, hello, papacheck up ako kasi may tonsillitis. Silipin niya yung doktor with the tongue depressor. Are you inflamed with the pus? Bibigyan ka ng antibiotic, right? So ang assignment mo, dapat ubusin mo yon. Pag 7 days, 7 days. 3 days pa lang, hindi na inflamed. Wala naman yun. Ang bakit ng gas. Am I right? Hindi mo na inumin. Yes. But the force of the bacteria would still remain. Pag pumasok yun dito, so hindi na effective yung antibiotic mo. O may kulani ka, may infection nilag na. Nag-antibiotic ka alright, hindi na gumagana yung antibiotic na ginamit ko. Kasi nag-develop na resistance. E nagkataon, nag-lockby, nakarating sa puso. Kaya ka nag-develop ng rheumatoid heart disease. Pumunta sa kidney, ito sa glomerulus. Kaya nagkaroon ng acute glomerulonephritis. Ganun. Ganon ka-importante si lymph nodes. Okay? Ina-absorb niya lahat ng impurities dyan, lahat ng bacteria, pati si Neisseria gonorrhoeae. Huhilain niya dyan. Eh pag hindi nag-check successful, pupunta niya lahat dyan. Eh paano pag tumambay dito sa mitral valve mo? Patay. Kaya naman nasakit sa puso. Rheumatoid heart disease ang tawag doon. Okay? Autoimmune condition na yun. Kahit mag-antibiotic ka, with the same antibiotic na hindi mo tinapos before, hindi nagagana. So gagamit ka na ng mga strong antibiotic. Imbis na amoxicillin lang, gagamit ka na ng mga ano ba? Meropenem, tama ba? Meropenem, ano yung mga mabibigat na antibiotic sa area ngayon? Yeah. I forgot the other names. Yung mga clean. Mycin, yan, mga vancomycin. Tama, toxic antibiotics, vancomycin. Yan. Yung tipong vancomycin, dapat naka-IV drip, pero ginawa mo direct, IV sunog. Yan, ituturo din sa inyo ng mga pharma lecture niya. Okay? So, clear po tayo? Now, whenever we're going to do your intravenous therapy, okay? So, your venous access, these are the common venous access that we are actually using. Okay? So, we have the adults, common, we make use of the artery at the back of the hand, which is your cephalic and basilic vein. So, cephalic is dito, sa may thumb area. Okay? Basilic yung dito. May pakita natin picture. Okay? Yung kung saan in-insert yung swero. Okay? Yun yung common pag adults. Okay? Pag children as in children, yung mga chimpanzee, toddler, ganyan. Toddler. Yan. We commonly use the dorsal venous plexus rin. Pero kapag infant, we commonly use the peripheral inserted. Sa Pilipinas, hindi uso to, pero sa amin sa States. Taga-States po, kung nyo alam. States of calamity. Infant, peripheral inserted in the central catheter, like intraosseous. So it is direct to the bone. Okay? Yes, literal na parang i-drill yung bone mo, doon nilagay yung swero. Okay? Or scalp vein. Dito. Okay? Sa vein, sa may superficial layer of the head. Okay? Can I proceed? Not yet. Asan ka na? Nandun na sa adults, sir. Very good. Pag yung friend mo ang bagal magsulat at sa liliit pa, anong sakit niyan? Bradykinesia. Alam niyo ba bradykinesia? Slow movement. May meeting pa lang first year. Okay. Iba na kami. May meeting din kayo, ma'am? First year ka rin ba? Kasi ipin-year ko na tayo tatlo. Import lang sila naman ba? Ang lecture kasi nila is anatomy and physiology tsaka bio. Kami talaga mga second years yan. Si ma'am yata kasi ay ng Nutri. Pero nalilito pa siya sa schedule. So abang-abang sa schedule. Can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yan. So venous access, ayan na yan. Yung mga hospital version natin. By the way, my experience pala is a community health nurse. Sila mga ating mga hospital nurses. Si ma'am is from St. Luke's pa yata galing. San Lucas. Si San Lucasian. Lucasian. Si ma'am is maraming hospital na pinuntahan din sila. Then, madami din siyang sinaktan ng pandemic. Isa siya sa mga nagturok ng vaccine. Anong ginawa mo nun, sir? Nagtutulog din. Ang gamon! Ano ba ito dito po iba? Nagpatay ko. My God! My God! Siguro kung i-autopsy kayo ngayon, green na yan. Yan. So we have your basilic. Yan yung malaking ugat na yan. That's your basilic. In the tongue. Then this is, I'm sorry. Cephalic. Yan. Basilic. Okay. So cephalic, basilic naman. Okay. So dorsal. So pag nilikod mo, yan. Si basilic. Then we have your cephalic. So ganito kasi yan. Pag si cephalic, yan. From here to there. Then pupunta sa dorsal area. Yan. So si basilic naman, from there to there, then pupunta siya dun sa... Dito tayo? So common yun yung mga hinahanap natin na brain pag tayo ay mag-i-insert na. So you can make use of this, you can make use other parts naman. We can also use the dorsalis pedis veins. So ganun pa rin dito. Especially sa infant, yun yung madalas natin ginagamit pag hindi tayo gumamit ng central, which is the scalp vein. Hindi kasi common ang scalp vein or scalp insertion sa Pilipinas. Okay, it's more on yan. Pero kapag children kasi, hindi applicable ang paa. Okay, kasi nga, they still need to walk, and considering kapag toddler yan or preschool, manigaling, takbo ng takbo. So, ideal sa kanila is sa may antecubital fossa. So, this is the radial area, dorsum of the palm. Mas radial area dito, then the antecubital fossa. When you place your stethoscope, then above the brachial artery, you place your sphygmomanometer. And you will use the bell or diaphragm to listen for the according to fundamentals of nursing, it's supposed to be the bell. Diba? Pero practice-wise, mas madalas ginagamit ang diaphragm. Okay, but diaphragm is commonly used for obese patient. Huwag niyo ko tignan. Sa pangit lang. Tama ka lang. Tama sa wala mo. So, Mr. Pasqua is obese. According to Community Health Nursing World Health Organization guidelines, I'm obese type 2. Kaya nung in-offer sa akin ng nutrition, no. I can be a role model. Sila ma'am, kasi mga balingkinitan sexy. Ayan, sila daw ang mga nutritionist. Pero pag ako, wala. Turo ko sakit, kasi yun ang meron ako. Huwag naman. Sinanay. Okay, this is the green. Sir, kaya ba talaga kaliwanag? No. Huwag kang umasa. Pero sinasabi ko lang, kasi kaya yung common area nila. Yung common area. Practicing niya yan. Excited na ba magpasok ng catheter? Excited na ba magtusok? Bukas na. Meron bang hindi magpapatusok dito? Kasi kung meron, doon natin siya paupuin. Doon. May poste. Meron ba? Man, medyo mag-isip mo na lang. Ouch! Mag-arte-arte ka na lang. Tama, wala pa. Arte-arte siya lang. Ano ko lang, ouch, ouch! Pag gano'n, nagkakay mo. So ito yan, actual arm. So this is a cephalic vein. Yan, cephalic vein. Yung basic. Clear? Sa amin lang kasi yung mga kwan yan, mga macho. Yung mga hindi kasi kwan, yung mga hindi naglalaban at kahit malampante, baka may hirapan kayo maghanap. Ngayon pala, maghanap na. Siguro mga CI nyo naman, baka they allow you to choose your partner. Kawawa naman yung mga pangit ng brain, baka walang gustong mag-partner sa'yo. Okay? Ma'am, na-discuss nyo ba yung gauges? Madam? Na-discuss mo yung gauges? IV ka? Okay na? Can I proceed? Anong oras na? 3:03. Sabihin niyo ako kasi ako hindi ko alam ang oras. Hindi nga ako nagugutom pag nag-lecture ako. Ito ba, sir? Oo. Hindi ko naramdaman ng gutom pag nag-lecture ako. Busog na ako. Ay, actually, pumapa sa board exam ang mga nasa harap. Bakit? Nakatansi ka ng laway ko. So bukas, alam mo, sa maupo. Sige rin. So yung mga nasa likod, I'm sorry, hindi ko sure ang kapalaran nyo. Yung mga nasa harap lang. So bukas agahan, para nasa harap ka. Sige rin. Para maambulan ng biyaya. Pag naduraan ko, top-toucher na yan. Naduraan, sino gusto? Pina. Di ba kuminom ng tubig? Kulang. Oh, ito. This is for kids. I salute siguro yung mga hospital nurses natin kasi masanay talaga sila mag-IV. If you will ask me, I'm not very equipped with the skills. Kasi nga, hindi ko naman, ang mga bahay kasi na hindi madalas ginagawa, hindi ko rin na practice. So, the next day, so the day after tomorrow, we will ask yung mga hospital nurses natin to do. Magaling ako tumusok na, IM. Kasi, IM, pero yung IV, hindi masyado. Sir, anong IV ba yan? Depende sa isip mo kung anong IV ang gusto mo. Intravenous or intra? Next. So, peripheral vein in the foot. So, meron yung mga pa natin. So, peripheral vein in the foot. Yan, yung foot. Yung dorsalis pedis natin. Wala ginagamit natin sa mga infant dito sa Pilipinas. Hindi pa tayo masyadong equipped to do the central vein through your scalp vein. Okay? So, these are examples. Kadalasan. Okay. May experience nyo ito, may kita ito pag when you have your duties sa PIDYA, especially Baptigen. Napakahusay ng mga nurses natin. So, yung mga taga-baba rito, walang kwenta sa tanyo. Especially Region 1. Bakit ko nasabi? 70% ng pasyente dyan sa Baptigen taga Region 1. Pangasinan, Ilocos, gano'n. Alam yan dyan. Huwag kayo mag-alala sa aming probinsya ko na Baisiya. May kami yan ito. Basta walang kwenta. Walang kwenta. Tarlac! Lahat ito walang kwenta. Mga nanggaling ako mga sila. Medyo hindi ba? Nasusuwit na primer right. Sumasabay sa init ng panahon yung init nila. You may right. Pag dito ka sa Baguio, you will feel the Igorot here. Sir, are you an Igorot? No. But I'm married to one. That makes me a half-blooded Igorot. Wala nga palang blood. Adopted na lang. Adopted Igorot. Okay. But my wife is from Sablan, Benguet. Shy Mangu. She's also a nurse. So marunong kaming mag-IV. Am I right? Yun naman. Central access. So central access, this is your one. So it's a very kaba. So, central access, kadalasan cut down po ito, cut down. Bedside nun niya? Cut down bedside. Nagka-cut down ba sila down? Madalas siguro sa inyo. Cut down bedside, ito lang. Kadalasan residente ang gumagawa, doctor. Hindi tayo magpapasok niyan. Kasi ang ginagamit nila yung butterfly. Tama no? Yung butterfly cut, yung para tas may mahaba siyang catheter. Diretso. Tapos may naka-osprey, dito nilalagay yung gamot. Unlike pag IV, ito gabi, doon maliit na nakadiretso ulit sa malaking vein, mga central veins. Kadalasan dito sa mga superior inferior vena cava. Cut down yan. So para minor surgery, bedside. Bedside sa Pilipinas, pero pag sa ibang bansa, sa amin sa States, they do it in the OR. Yes. Especially if they do have a good insurance. Yeah, because the treatment for you in the United States and even in Canada and some Western countries, it depends on the language. Good for me, I do have a good insurance. Feel health. Feel health. Yan. So that's your intravenous catheter. Ginagamit natin yan. This is your butterfly catheter. So ipapakita namin yan siguro sa inyo pag nag-demo na. Yung difference na binagalit natin for the cannula chain catheter. Okay? So this is your central venous. Tutusok yan. So this is how it looks like. So chest po ng pasyente ito. So nakalusok siya. Okay, that's your central venous catheter. Okay? Or this one, pag baby. Ako social nga ng pagkakasecure niyan, no? Pilipinas ko lang yan. Hindi naman scotch tape. Micropore naman. Micropore tape naman. Packaging. Okay. So central cut yan. At kaya tayo dito. So central cut. Actually, hindi mo kailangan copying. Pinapakita ko lang sa inyo para magkaroon na idea. Okay? So this is your scalp vein. Scalp vein. So yung pattern natin yung scalp vein. That is where you can actually insert that. So this is how it looks like in picture. And in actual, ito siya. So that's your intravenous vein. So again, common siya sa mga infant. But it's not common here in the Philippines. Pero imagine the reason that they make use of central vein in the scalp is that the veins are actually larger. Okay? So it's sometimes impossible to insert dito sa mga cephalic area sa mga dorsal pedis. But in the Philippines, ay mga nurses natin kaya-kaya nila sa mga dorsalis. Okay? Nagba-blind shot sila. You see blind shot, you cannot see the the silhouette. Silhouette ba? Facade. Mali na naman ako. Wala ka na mag-English. Basta yung hindi mo makikita yung parang ugat. So, but due to the parang amount of trainings they have, they already know where the veins are located. Yeah. So, ganun katindi ang mga pediatric nurses natin. Okay. They even actually go far beyond what their practice, even better than those who are actually doctors and residents. Ngayon, pag punta ka ng pedia, magpa-practice yung mga residente na mag-insert. Hindi nila ma-insert, magtatawag sila ng nurse. Oo, pagdating ng pedia, ayaw pa na-insert do. Isa naman titiakas mo. Ano yung mga nurses natin? O, yung mga nurses natin sa Baguio dyan, sinisigawan na ang mga residente. Uso sa amin kasi na sinisigawan kami. Ngayon baliktad na, nurses na nililigaw. Lalo pag 5 years na yan, tenured na yan, nililigaw na yan. Do! Yung order mo, di ba yung natin? Pero pag pasyente ang kausap, mabait. Pero pag estudyante katanga-tanga, naku, lumalabas ng sungay, kaya maganda. Ano? Kaya sabi nga ni Ma'am kanina, pag bibigyan ng gamot, inform us. Huwag ba mamagaling, ano? Na very good lang kita once ko. Nagsolo ka na naman sa Sir, okay na ba ito? Kahit ba na ito? Very good. Muli sabi ka, nakagawa ka na ng 5. Anong ginawa mo? Ginawa ko na lahat. Sinip ko ngayon, puro mali ano. Ang sabi, LRS, ang binigay mo, D5 LRS, ang pasyente, diabetic. Naku, coma. Hey, are you okay? Ay. Please lang. Kung matalino ka na, okay lang naman. Kahit pa paano mas matalino kami sa iyo ng 1 step higher. Pagbigyan mo na kami, pag RN ka na, di kalaban na tayo. Kaya bang estudyante ka, makinig ka muna sa akin. Huwag ko lang pakinggan pag sinabi kong bubad. Yun ang hindi takpan. Pero kung sinabi ko bubad ng gown, okay lang yun. May iba na may isipin nyo. Ayan, sample pa niyan, central brain. So ano yan? Bagong style po ng braiding. Cute, no? Hindi ko alam. Actually, nahanap ko pa yung picture na to. Picture ko yan. Picture ko yan. O kaya nga lang pa yan. Ano talaga yan? I'm just so amazed of my looks. Piling ko na mga gwapo ko na don't want to cover it with the bangs. Sige, and don't you, hindi ako mataba. Mas payat ka lang. Hindi naman ako pandak. Mas nakal ka lang. Sa mga pandak dito, saan kayo best? Nursing. Para pag nalaglag yung baby, mababa lang. Naglalawa na tayo eh. O pag hindi ka magaling-galing, hindi ka makahanap, social yung hospital nyo, like St. Luke's. May vein finder sila. May vein finder ka na nga, hindi mo pa rin na-hit. Trinahin ko minsan ito, nag-orient kami sa hindi Cardinal. Asian Hospital. Kaya ma'am, Asian Hospital. My God, may vein finder sila. Mas nakaka-nervous pa rin nyo yan? Mas nakaka-nervous pag may vein finder. Kasi at least kapag walang vein finder, hindi mo siya nakikita, ay, pinihis. Kapag may vein finder, ang pangit naman, pag andyan na nga yung vein, yung pa rin na-hit, nakakaya yan, palabasin mo muna lahat. Pag nag-insert kang ganyan, hindi na-insert, kasi yung pasyente is medyo mayaman, sir, huwag na kasi na malalim. Relax. Kasi kapag kinakabahan ka, yung vein mo lumilitis. Sir, ganyan ba ang gagawin namin pag di namin makit? Pwede naman. Basta charity. Charity. O yun, kahit naman charity, alagahin na. So, vascular system, base arteries, and bone marrow. Tapos na tayo sa blood vessel. Tapos na sa lymphatic system, na tayo bone marrow. Anong oras na? Nagugutom na ba kayo? Yes. Very good. Mamaya kayo kumain. For healthy. Nalabas kayo maaga, okay lang. 4:30 naman kayo, Alice. Mga bata ito, may magkakayo sa bahay. Sir, may online kami. Maglalagin lang naman ka, tutulog yun after. Kasi mag-alarm kayo na, 1 hour and 45. minutes, para may 15-minute interval. Okay. Naintindihan po ba? Yes, sir. Ilan ako kayo? Kung nakabakser ka na lang nun. Bone marrow. Nasaan ang bone marrow? Nasa bulalo. Bone marrow. Yeah, siya talaga yung sinusubsob mo. Sinusubsob mo sa loob ng buto. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? Ang bone marrow ay nasa loob ng buto. Kaya sinusubsob mo yung nasa loob ng buto. What's funny? Iba ah? Bakit? Sige nga, sabihin mo ngayon, ang bone marrow ay sinusip-sip sa loob ng buto. Sabihin mo nga. Sige, sabihin mo. Ang bone marrow ay sinisip-sip sa... Tama ba yun, mali? Ano ba? My God, ang tawag dyan guys, delusion. Yung mga estudyante ang nasa lahat ko ngayon, pasyente. Tell me more. Go on. What does the voice seems to be saying? Psychiatric nursing naman yan. May kipag-usap ka sa bali. Oh. Kasi delusion niya kasi bone marrow, I'm referring to the bone. Ano ba diba pa naman sinabi pa niyang penis marrow? So may iba kayang iniisip. Ibig sabihin niya, false belief. Delusion yun, baliw yun. Site for blood cell production. Is this the factory of blood cells? Yes, this is the factory of blood cells, tama? Nagpo-produce siya yung yellow marrow to be exact. Nagpo-produce siya ng young blood cells which is your reticulocytes. Reticulocytes will then become mature to become blood cells like white, red, and thrombocytes. Tama? Red blood cells is your erythrocytes. WBC or white blood cells are your leukocyte, and your platelets are thrombocyte. Diba? Yun ang pinuproduce ni bone marrow, site of blood production. Vascular system is functional component of bone and bone marrow since bone marrow is the site of immune cell production. Okay, kasi nga yung white blood cell. Okay, blood vessels serve as a role in the hematopoietic stem cell ni Shays. Pag sinabi ni Shays, relationship. Amen? Okay, relationship ng blood vessel into your bone marrow. So, hematopoietic stem cell. So, yung stem cell kasi coming from the yellow marrow, pag lumabas siya doon, nakikita ng stem cell will develop into different types of cell. Specifically, kapag bone marrow pinag-usapan, we are referring to the white, red, and thrombocytes. Okay? And we also have skeletal perfusion has been associated with changes in the bone cellular metabolism. Ibig sabihin po yan, skeletal system is highly perfused. When you say perfuse, maugat. Maugat ang buto? Oo. Ano naman? Maugat po ba ang buto? Yes! Anong ugat na naman kasi ang isip nyo? Sir, I'm sorry. Hindi pa ako nakakita. Maganda sa'yo. Maganda yan. Maganda yan. Okay, capillaries are components within bone, basic, and multicellular units. Okay? Basic and multicellular units. Again, bone marrow is a site of your reticulocyte production or your blood cell production. Okay, and it has the following relationship in terms of the vasculature. Okay? Sinabi ko na highly perfused or vascularized ang buto kasi marami siyang ugat sa loob. This is the one to deliver the nutrients na kailangan ng buto. Clear? Why? Because bone, blood cells, your bone marrow are fast-growing cells. They need dead nutrients to grow. And kailangan ba nilang mag-produce ng mabilis? Yes. Because our blood matures within 3 to 4 months. Kaya nga namamatay ang blood cell and it will go to the spleen as their graveyard. Kaya nga, advisable din na mag-donate ka ng 3 hanggang 4 na beses sa isang taon. Or every 3 months. Kasi mature blood cell ang ilalabas ng katawan mo. After the 3 months, maglalabas ulit ng panibago. Ito yung ginagawa ni Boone. Clear tayo? So highly vascularized siya because it needs nutrients to multiply, to proliferate, because the demand is high. Clear tayo? The demand is high. Kailangan nyo mag-increase. Kasi nga, magre-replace, increase, magre-replace. Eh, nagdugo ka. For example, babae, normal kayo tinutugo, monthly, right? Except kung ikaw ay regular. Kaya nga mga babae, monthly or physiologically, jaundice. Physiologically, anemic. Normal kayong anemic every month, especially during your red days. Why? Because you're losing blood. And during those days, gumagawa ng paraan si bone marrow to neutralize the amount of blood. Okay? Kaya nga during those days, you are advised to take vitamins that increases the production or aids in the production of blood cells. It includes your iron and your folic acid supplementation. Clear? Clear? So, hindi ko alam. Sa inang boys, hindi namin alam. Nakikita ko lang. Alamin nyo, girl. Alamin nyo, boys. Para alam nyo kung kailan susubog. Okay? So, bone marrow anatomy. Yan ang sabi kong bone. Sir, matigas ba ang bone? Matigas ba ang buto? Oo. So the bone marrow inside the bone will produce now red blood, red, white, and platelets. Then the red blood cells, yan, and this is the white blood cells will now produce the different differentials. We have your lymphocytes, monocytes, eosinophils, basophils, and neutrophils. Lymphocytes